There is a girl. We will call her Kaylee. She started using YouTube when she was 6 years old. Only 6 years old. The same age kids are learning to read. By 9, she was on Instagram. And by her early teens, there were days she spent 60 straight hours on the app. 16 hours. More than she slept, more than school, more than any human interaction in the real world. The result? Anxiety, body dysmorphia, suicidal thoughts, bullying, and sextortion. All traced back, according to her lawyer, to those apps. And now, in February 2026, the man at the center of all this, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, the owner of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, sat down in front of a jury in Los Angeles to testify. And for the very first time of his life, before regular American citizens, about whether his platforms harm children. And this isn't one law, and this is not only one lawsuit. It's the first of more than 1,500 similar lawsuits waiting in line. 1,500 families, all saying the same thing. Your apps hurt my kid. Now, how many of you right now have your phone within arm's reach? Don't lie. I know there is there. It's always there. It's basically a 6-finger at this point. And the people who didn't raise their hand, they are checking TikTok with the other. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain, the podcast where technology speaks human. I am Dr. Sergio Sanchez, aka Dr. Qubit, your guide to understanding what's going on with artificial intelligence, digital dangers, how to navigate this crazy world of digital lies and scams that's seen straight out of science fiction movies. I will tell you how to protect yourself even if you don't like technology. And well, let's start with the show. Welcome to Behind the Digital Curtain. Hello everybody. Today on Behind the Digital Curtain, we are breaking down that trial. What the science actually says about social media addiction, and most importantly, what you can do right now to protect your family, your kids. Because Dr. Qubit doesn't just hand you the diagnosis, he hands you the prescription too. Welcome. The trial. All right, settle in, because this is a good one. Picture this. Imagine your neighbors build a free amusement park in your neighborhood. Totally free. Kids can come at any time. Sounds great, right? Until you find out the rides were specifically engineered so kids never want to get off, ever. And the longer they ride, the more money your neighbor makes from the advertisers on every wall. That basically what is this landmark trial is alleging. Real data. The Los Angeles trial is the first of more than 1,500 similar lawsuits against Meta and YouTube. The plaintiff, known as Kaylee, began using YouTube at age 6, and Instagram at age 9. Kaylee now is 20 years old. Her lawyer, Mark Lanier, says that she sometimes uses Instagram for several hours a day, and there is one specific documented day where she was on the platform for more than 16 straight hours, despite her mother's attempts to limit her use. The consequences? Anxiety, body dysmorphia, suicidal thoughts, bullying, and sextortion on Instagram. And what does Meta says? They say, with a complete straight face, that they strongly disagree with the allegations and that evidence will show their long-standing commitment to support young people. Their lawyers also argued it was Kaylee's difficult family life, not social media, that caused her mental health struggles. In other words, don't blame the app, blame the home. Now, what makes this trial different from everything before? Is that Zuckerberg has to testify before an actual jury, in person, not in front of the Senate, where senators spend 45 minutes asking if Facebook is free, before regular citizens, like your neighbor who drives a pickup truck, your aunt who does yoga, your retired mailman, people with zero patience for corporate spin. And according to internal documents presented at the trial, Meta knew about the risk its platform posed to young users. They knew. They kept going anyway, because the business was good. Instagram is Meta cash cow, generating the bulk of its advertising revenue. And who sees the most ads? Whoever spends the most time on the app. According to Gallup, in 2023, teenagers aged from 13 to 17 years old spend an average of 4.8 hours daily on social media. 4.8 hours. That's a part-time job, except they are the product, not the employee. The science of the hook. All right, I'm putting on the lab coat. We are going science mode, but I promise I will keep it interesting. It all starts with one magic word, dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's pleasure chemical. When you bite into a perfect slice of pizza, dopamine. When your team wins the Super Bowl, dopamine. When someone likes your photo on Instagram, dopamine. And the problem is that social media was engineered very precisely to trigger that reward system, exactly like a slot machine in Vegas. Don't take my word for it. The engineers who built these systems have said so publicly. The infinite scroll, the red notification badges, the hearts and fire emojis, and streak counters. All of this is calculated to make your brain says more, more, more. And teenagers' brain, which is still developing, is exponentially more vulnerable to that hook. The World Health Organization reported in 2024 that problematic social media use among adolescents rose from 7% in 2018 to 11% in 2022, based on data from nearly 280,000 young people across 44 countries. According to the Mayo Clinic, teens who use social media more than 3 hours a day have double the risk of anxiety and depression. The average American teen spends 4.8 hours daily on these platforms. Instagram was identified by the UK's Royal Society for Public Health as the most damaging social media platform for teen mental health, especially for girls. Anxiety, depression, loneliness, FOMO, sleep problems, body dysmorphia, all in one app, efficient in the worst possible way. According to Common Sense Media, teens average 7 hours and 22 minutes of screen time per day. Kids 8 to 12 years old get nearly 5 hours. Compared to that to the recommended 60 minutes of physical activity per day, Your kid's phone is winning 7-1. In 2024, U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy called on Congress to require warning levels on social media platforms, just like the cigarettes. Imagine.
Warning. The Surgeon General has determined that endless scrolling may cause anxiety, depression, and the terrifying ability to make eye contact with another human being.
I am the compulsive scroller. My thumb just cannot stop. It's 3 a.m. and I'm still going. I really need to drop.
I watched a kid play the piano, a wedding down in Malibu, 200 reels of avocado toast, and someone's dog named Boo.
The dopamine, it whispers softly, one more like and then we're done. But the algorithm just responds, ha 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 ha, you've only just begun.
My neck is in a permanent crook. My eyes can barely see.
400 followers online, but one friend, just one, just me. Oh, Instagram, you cruel master, you showed me a world that's fake. Perfect bodies on my screen all day while I eat leftover birthday cake. But this told me clearly, the problem isn't me, it's algorithms built by engineers who rewired my circuitry.
Log off, put the phone inside a drawer. Go outside and talk to someone.
That's what human beings are for.
And now, a message from our sponsors. But don't worry, they are not Meta.
Are you tired of waking up at 3 a.m. just to check if anyone commented on your photo? Does your thumb scroll involuntarily even when you are not holding your phone? Did your family finish dinner, wash dishes, have a conversation, and go to bed while you were still in the feed? Introducing Detox O Max 3000, the most powerful digital addiction suppressor of the market. The Detox O Max 3000 is a small device that connects to your home router, and every time you try to open Instagram after 10 p.m., it automatically plays the following message in your mom's voice.
What are you looking at on there? Go to sleep. You have to work tomorrow.
It also includes our revolutionary Ghost Mode. It simulates a dead battery so you can tell everyone you didn't see the message. Plausible denial warranty. But wait, there is more. Call in the next 10 minutes and we will include our Boomer Mode for free, which lock up apps except the Weather Channel and Solitaire. Side effects. Detox O Max 3000 may cause scroll withdrawal, the unsettling sensation of not existing if no one likes your photo, the terrifying and unfamiliar ability to be present during an actual conversation, temporary irritability from not knowing what your contacts are doing today. Dreams feature red notification badges, and in rare cases, the shocking desire to read a physical book. Detox O Max 3000 is not a substitute for professional mental health therapy or, talking to your kids. Consult a mental health professional if you or someone in your family shows signs of social media addiction. Not available in stores, only at thetopmax3000.com, which also doesn't exist because all this is fictional. Press click responsible. Detox O Max 3000 is a fictional product. Social media addiction is a real and serious condition. Please seek actual help if needed.
How the hook works. Let's continue. I'm going to explain something that the engineers in Silicon Valley will prefer you didn't know. Social media use what called persuasive design. The infinite scroll isn't an accident. The red notification badge is not an accident. It's the same color as a fire alarm. That's not a coincidence. The hearts, the flames, the streak counters. All of this was designed by behavioral psychologists and neuroscientists, hired specifically to keep you on the app longer, because every second you spend in the app is more money for them. Here is the comparison I like the best. A Vegas slot machine was also engineered by psychologists to keep you at the machine. The difference? At the casino, you have to be 21 years old to get in. On Instagram, according to the facts on this trial, you could get in at 9 years old. 82% of Gen Z adults acknowledge their dependency on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. This is 2025 data. 40% of Americans aged 18 to 22 years old self-report being addicted to social media. And Meta knew this from the inside. In the famous Facebook files, internal documents leaked by whistleblower Frances Haugen in 2021, Meta's own research showed that Instagram made 32% of teenagers girls feel worse about their bodies. They had the data. They kept going. They kept making billions of dollars. Now, Meta will tell you they have protections. Teen accounts with default privacy settings, parental oversight tools, content restrictions, and yes, those exist. The question the trial is asking is whether they were sufficient, implemented in time, and whether they actually protect minors in practice, or just look good in the press release.
I just wanted to connect the world. A college site, that's all I planned. And now there's 12 jurors staring at me with questions I don't understand. Did you know of the harm to the children? Did profit come before their health? I answer with charts and with features, and talk about how much I care myself. I built the parental controls, yes I did. Teen accounts with restrictions galore. But internal memos come back to haunt me. Why'd it take you a decade before? Oh, the dopamine I gave to millions, the algorithms I designed with care, turned out to be, according to plaintiffs, the hook the child never knew was there. But the trial isn't over yet. The jury will decide. And meanwhile, Dr. Covey's wisdom will be your family's guide. Set limits, talk to your children. Don't let the algorithm parent for you. Because real life is so much better than any reel or story can do.
Hey mom, hey dad, has your teenager already blown past that 4.8 hours daily average on social media? Do you find their phone under their pillow at 2 a.m. with the brightest set to 0? Have they said the phrase,
Literally everyone in my class can have their phones all night?
relax, here come Parental App, the quantum power AI-driven augmented reality parental control system that does basically the same thing as putting the phone in the drawer. but sounds more impressive at dinner parties. Parent app features dinner mode, which disables all apps during meal times. Homework mode, which block TikTok, YouTube, and Roblox. Thought your teen will inevitably find a way to watch TikTok videos on YouTube disguised as educational tutorials about photosynthesis. And our flagship, night mode, which cut the internet at 10 p.m. and plays a recording of your snoring so they know you are asleep. Side effects. Parent app may cause epic family arguments, the accusation that you just don't get it, text messages from other parents asking if you are using the app too, unexpected moments of your teenager actually talking to you because they have nothing else to do, and the strange but pleasant sensation that you still run your household. Parent app is a fictional product. Real parental controls tools include Apple Screen Time, Google Family Link, and Android Digital Wellbeing. All are free. The best tool of all thought, an honest conversation with your kids about digital risk. Also free and way more effective. Press click responsible. Parental app. It is better to be a real father or real mother. Handle your kids.
Alright folks, you know the problem. You got the data. Now comes the part that separates this podcast from just complaining together on the internet. We're taking action. This is a doctor's office, not a support group for our shared doom. We are going to do our favorite part of the show, the do-it-yourself. Here's your 7-day plan. I'm not asking you to delete everything. That's not realistic. I'm giving you concrete steps, 10 minutes or less, that you can start today. Day 1. The diagnosis. Go to your phone settings and find screen time in the iPhone or digital well-being for Android. Look at how much time you spend on each app this past week. Be honest. That number is your baseline. Screenshot it. Day 2. The digital cleanse. Turn off all social media notifications except direct messages from real people. No likes, no comments, no story views, no algorithm alerts. The world will not end if you don't know in real time that someone heart reacted to your sunset photo. Day 3. The sacred zones. Establish 2 phone-free zones in your home. Your bedroom, ideally the whole room, and your dining area. If you use your phone as an alarm clock, buy a $10 alarm clock. Your REM sleep will thank you. Day 4. Time limits. Set daily time limits for Instagram, TikTok, on Facebook, 30-minute max per app. On iPhone, go to Settings, Screen Time, App Limits. On Android, go to Digital Wellbeing, Dashboard, Set Timers. When it's time up, the app will lock. Period. Day 5. The conversation. If you have children between 7 and 17, eat dinner without phones and ask 3 questions. What's your favorite thing to see in social media? Has something you've seen ever made you feel bad? Is there anything online that has ever scared you or upset you? Don't lecture them. Just listen. That conversation is worth more than any parental control app. Day 6. Real parental controls. Set up controls on your kids' devices. iPhone, go to Settings, Screen Time, Content and Privacy, Restrictions. Google Family Link for Android. That's a free download. Key settings. Downtime at night. 10 p.m. for teens. Per app time limit. Max 1 hour on social media for under 15 years old. Disable in-app purchases. Day 7. Measure the win. Check your screen time again compared to day 1. Any reduction is a victory. Celebrate it. Not with an Instagram post. Celebrate it in person, with pizza, if possible. And this is a real resource. If you or someone in your family shows signs of serious social media addiction, inability to stop, withdrawal, neglecting responsibilities, SAMHA, the national helpline, is free, confidential, and available 24/7. 1-800-662-4357. The American Academy of Pediatrics also has resources at healthychildren.org. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Here is your quick recap. 1. Mark Zuckerberg testified before a jury in Los Angeles in the most consequential social media trial in American history. It's the first of more than 1,500 similar lawsuits. 2. The science is clear. More than 3 hours of social media daily double the risk of depression and anxiety in teenagers. The algorithms were specifically designed to hook users, including children. 3. The U.S. Surgeon General already called for warning labels on social media. The world is waking up. 4. You can do something about it today. Start with the digital diagnosis. Set limits. Talk to your kids. The screen time in your home is in your hands, not in any algorithms. And Dr. Sergio Sanchez, Dr. Cubit. And remember, the best screen you can ever look at is the face of someone you love. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you enjoy it, please share with someone you want to protect and help navigate this technological world. And if you have questions, anecdotes, or stories you would like to share, write me at behindthedigitalcurtainpodcast@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for you next week for another episode of Behind the Digital Curtain, the place where technology is spoken in human language. See you later.